Hello everyone, my name is Jade, and today I would like to discuss the responsibilities a person must face when becoming a pet owner. Each year, an estimate of 5 to 7 million animals are put in the care of animal shelters. Here's the big idea. If you can't take care of an animal, then please don't bring it home. There are 3 things that you must consider before bringing an animal home. The first is the home that you're bringing that animal into. Is the environment safe for the animal? And is the animal safe for the environment? The second thing you must consider is the cost of taking care of the animal and cleaning up after it. The third thing that you must consider, and probably the most important thing in my book, is the time and love that you give to that animal. If you can't give them these 3 things, then maybe that animal is not right for you. No matter where you get your pet, always research its background and choose a vet that knows how to care for that particular animal. I always encourage adoption from a shelter first, but even if you get your animal through a breeder, always run a background check. Animals that are bred or raised in neglect may have behavioral or health problems that you really didn't know about. I'm going to share a story with you. This is Ramus, and this is Hazel. Ramus and Hazel were strays that my girlfriend and I brought home. We noticed that they were kind of sneezy, their eyes were a little runny, but we chalked that up to them being very malnourished. Later on, Ramus started getting worse. He was very disoriented, he was very fatigued, so we took him to the local vet. The local vet said that it was a spinal injury. Ramus died not long after that. Later on, when Hazel started showing the same symptoms, we took her to a different vet. And that vet told us that she had cat leukemia and that it was contagious. Luckily, none of our other animals were infected, but we had to put Hazel down. In most cases, you can never really tell where a stray came from, or if it's ever had any veterinary care. So if you choose to bring a stray home and you have other animals, the best thing to do would be to isolate the stray from your other animals until you can give it the proper veterinary care. In regards to your pet's health and their well-being, there are 4 basic needs. The first is good diet and plenty of opportunity for exercise. The second is to get your animal their shots and keep updated on their shots. The third is to give your animal proper identification so that if the animal happens to get lost, then they can be returned to you safely. The final thing is to get your animal fixed, either spayed or neutered. If your pet is not fixed, there is always a chance that they will make babies. Sometimes it's expensive, and you might not have the money. But there are free programs out there. In one program, the procedure is done by a student veterinarian who is learning how to do the procedure, under experienced supervision, of course. The second program involves a volunteer sponsoring your animal getting fixed. Pretty cool. If you decide to breed your animal, or your animal decides to breed, know that all the responsibilities that apply to your animal also apply to every single one of your offspring. My Dachshund had puppies on Sunday. As soon as we found out she was with Puppy, we found several potential homes where they could go when they're big enough to be given away. If for some reason you have to part with a pet, it is best to go through a trusted local agency. Always research the agency just as you would if you were going to pick up the pet from there. Don't just dump your animal anywhere, especially if they are an exotic pet. The state of Florida is having a problem with pythons that overwhelmed owners are setting loose in the wild. They are now considered an invasive species. Isn't that scary? If you're thinking about bringing an animal home, I hope this video persuaded you to be more aware of the responsibilities of being a pet owner. If you're already a pet owner, I hope the stuff is stuff that you already know and you already practice. Thank you everyone, and have a good night.